right, if you would like to join us, please stand for the Lord's Prayer and a Pledge of Allegiance.
Excuse me.
Our
Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and glory forever. Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. All right. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dudley?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Moats?
Yes.
Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak?
Yes. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda and the addendum, please?
Right back to Darren and Mike.
Darren, let me.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak?
Yes.
Mr. Dudley?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Moats?
Yes.
Very good. We'll move on to administrators' reports. We're going to,
K2.
yes, K2,
That's what you guys just, yeah.
Ashley and Dawn.
Hi.
Whichever one of you want to go first, or,
We'll speak in.
Or do it together.
Yeah,
go back and
Gotcha,
forth.
yeah. Okay.
Or in
So,
unison.
We did our third 9 weeks PBS field trip today. We took 178 first graders, second graders, and kindergartners to the movies. That was a treat. They had a great time. Saw Kung Fu Panda 4. I believe you're going next week.
May 6th.
I'm sorry, wrong.
We're supposed to.
Good thing we're not doing this in tandem. I would. Next thing, we are beginning our end of the year benchmark assessments. I had a teacher text me this evening and said, hey, I have 2 of them done already. So they're on top of things, enrolling, and we're getting ready for the end of the year as far as assessment. Also planning our awards days, which at Sechrist are May 13th and 14th. You're all invited, of course. I'm sorry, that's Byesville, yes. Did I say Sechrist? Oh, jeez.
Secrets is May 10th.
So you are doing it together.
And we're planning our fourth 9 weeks PBS activity at Byesville, which is going to include a bounce house. So that's one of our exciting things, and maybe a surprise. So we'll have to see what that's going to be.
Dawn, I'm sorry, when did you say that they were at Byesville?
Awards,
Yeah,
13th and 14th.
13th and 14th, okay, thank you.
We posted a thing
Yes.
on Facebook too that has everybody except for high schools, award dates and
Oh, okay.
banquets and,
Yeah.
just to have it in one place in a graphic. You know?
I'm not.
when's the last day of
I'm
school?
just-
21st.
Is it really? Wow,
Is that-
what a fast
Is
year.
that for the teachers?
That's the teacher's last day, 20th.
It's for the
20th
students.
for students, yeah. Now, that's probably gonna get changed, but
Yeah.
we also have fewer days to play with now after the flood days, but.
Okay. All right, that it, both of you? Thank you very much.
And there, we had every principal come and throughout the week, they just dropped like flies, like
Yeah.
all kinds of things came up, but we do have Mr.
Yes,
Bachman.
we're gonna move clear down to Mr. Bachman, Curriculum Director.
Yeah, a few good things going on, exciting stuff going on in the district. I'm not sure this part's exciting, but state testing began this week for everyone. I believe middle school did ELA today. Brooke has been doing some testing as well. And high school, I believe, started this week with some of their testing too. And obviously some different schedules with that, but a lot of that going on. At the same time, they've started gifted testing. We do gifted testing. Specific gifted testing for second graders and sixth graders in the district. It's a regular thing, so we kind of evaluate, determine who kind of qualifies for that and provide services for them. We've actually had quite a few changes to the gifted program this year. We had a new coordinator with the ECO. She's been wonderful working with us to kind of make some exciting changes for both students and staff in terms of the types of testing we're on, eliminate some of the extensiveness of some of the things that probably aren't necessary. To make it a little bit better for students and staff as well. So that's going on as we speak too. A couple things I know we approved a while back, but I wanted to touch on is we do have the new exciting new K-5 reading curriculum for the district, which we made an investment in. it showed up to Brooke, for principals to kind of, go through, and it came in on, I think, 9 pallets worth of stuff. There's so much stuff involved in it, and she's been spending quite a bit of time in the last month or two kind of organizing it, distributing it out to certain groups right now. We're starting with it next year, but we're kind of getting pieces of it in the hands of staff so they kind of look at it. We really put a big focus on what we wanted to do with early literacy as being kind of one of our main goals with both the District 1 plan and obviously some of the other stuff going on across the state that are now requirements with the Read Ohio program. And so we've been doing OG for quite a while. This program kind of fills in all of the gaps that OG doesn't touch on. Allows our staff and students to have basically a well-rounded reading curriculum, kind of merging those things together. A lot of planning meetings going on, especially in the K-5s with the transition year going on next year. We've met quite a few times with principals, admin, and students and staff, even talking about all the changes that are going on. You know, picking out rooms, how things are going, how we're going to organize some of this stuff, you know, with curriculum and education, you know, where things are going to be and all that kind of stuff. Been through the building quite a few times to try to go through a lot. That's exciting where we're going with that. That's pretty much most of it. The other thing I deal a lot with is the shack. The shack is virtually completed. It is going to be, almost everything is done in it. We're waiting on the arrival of the basketball hoops, which should be here next week. Listening to with Surgeon, finishing this up. We're gonna organize and coordinate the move of the weight room facilities and everything next week as well. We work with Coach Norman, kind of tearing down the current one. We gotta move things, take pieces of there, and then Surgeon's gonna install all that next week as we go. So the weight room is gonna be shut down as minimal time as possible, so we can get, you know, programs and some students back in there lifting pretty quickly. So that'll be exciting, and then that should be finishing up here the next week or so, and then beautiful new complex will be ready to roll.
It would have been done the first week.
Right.
But the basketball hoops got backed up. Well, we didn't want to paint the floors before we bring in the equipment to place the basketball hoops,
Right.
so it kind of just drug everything back.
It's
Can,
exciting.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was at the middle school today for rolling out of the testing, and it actually went very well today. Usually there's hiccups and there's little, and it went very well today. Most of the computers were able to get on immediately.
Really?
Yeah, and it just went really smooth today, and they were pretty happy with that, so.
Has anybody, have you guys seen the shack?
I have.
Have you?
I've been in there.
I wanna go look, is it
Nice.
turned out
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's
It's
great.
amazing.
It's
just
great.
what we were,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Better,
Surgeon's gonna
really
actually help
better than-
move the weight room stuff in?
Yeah, they're gonna do a lot. They're great. They've been great. to
Oh,
work
they're,
with.
yeah.
They
You know, they're
helped
gonna bring
with all
trailers
kinds
down
of
if we
things.
want. We have some of the other stuff. You know, we're kind of tearing the current one down. They're gonna help us move. They're gonna clean some stuff off.
The
where they
advantage
install
of-
it.
We've actually gotten really tight with Surgeon. Even when we were
Yeah.
going to the football field, I'd run into a bind and I'd call Jason like, hey, can I get a piece of equipment from you? And he'd send somebody down.
Yeah,
you know.
that's the advantage of doing business
Absolutely.
local with somebody you have a relationship with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because somebody from, and don't take this wrong, but somebody from out of town, you guys on it, you know, they're gonna come in and do what they bid, and that's it.
And-
Where
and
when
leave.
somebody like Jason and Surgeon, and all companies around here, but they're very good at, hey, yeah, we'll help you.
Jason,
So-
Graham, and Dreams,
Yes.
they've all
They've been
been
wonderful.
extremely helpful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got one question.
Yes.
I've had this come up to me a couple times, and I'm not clear on how it's gonna work. How does the preschool and kindergarten transition gonna work next year? Are they, like, does preschool, are they staying in that building the whole year, or
Yes.
and then, what about kindergarten?
Preschool's staying here
Right.
until we all move to campus.
Until that.
Right.
okay.
Kindergarten's
Right.
moving to the new building along with first and second grade.
So they'll move in January
Yeah.
also? Okay, I
At
just
the
want,
same time, yeah.
I had those two
Now-
questions, and I thought, well, I'm not sure
Sure.
on those two.
Shelley and both early elementary principals have been working throughout the year. They're actually going to do exactly the same things to start next year. The teachers that used to only be at Brook are gonna run back and forth, and that way when we transition, the kids don't. The only thing different is the building.
Yeah.
You know,
The biggest,
so like they've put
yeah.
a ton of work into making sure that it's as smooth and
that's been the biggest focus in all the transition meetings is the least disruption to the students as possible. Even if that may inconvenience staff a little bit more than the first half of the year as we're transitioning all that stuff. We want to make sure that students, when they get into the new building, that they have as least, you know, amount of disruption as possible in terms of knowing new staff members, seeing new people. So we've even got the admin are going to change and share around some time early in the year, just to kind of get around and see some of those other students that maybe, you know, they haven't seen earlier, so they kind of get used to seeing them around too. So a lot of work going into that, and it's a credit to them and the work they put in trying to get prepared.
And one more question, I had this one. Are we gonna do any type of open house so the public can see the new school, or what, have you guys thought about it?
We don't, I don't think we have an official.
We've talked about it.
It was rough.
The plan, I think, is we're kind of holding off. I think we'll probably hold off in the beginning of the year open houses we currently have, and we're gonna have hopefully
Wait until
a big event early January, as long as weather allows at that time of the year, obviously, kind of to open up the new building right before students come in.
So I can say there will be an open house
Yes.
for the public,
Yeah,
will be,
absolutely.
okay.
We just don't have details yet.
And in that same vein, are we gonna do something for the shack?
Yes, actually, somebody asked me that the other day too, and I said, yeah, we'll do something,
Yeah.
if nothing else, then we go out and open it up and just say, hey, if you wanna come see it,
Yeah.
from this time to this time, and I'll be there.
Right.
Yeah, so I hadn't thought about
Yeah.
that, somebody called me the other day.
Well, somebody asked me just the other day too, when are you gonna let us, the public in? And I was
Probably the same person.
I'll ask.
The official plan on the shack is then probably officially starting in at the first of the school year. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be used all summer.
Yeah,
I
those-
know
it'll be
there's-
ready to be so the
Yep.
Oh,
so
they'll
the
start
football
using
team
it.
and everybody can go in
Yeah.
for.
End of this month, beginning of next month, it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, once the weight room equipment gets moved next week,
I need to
the
go out and look.
lifting's gonna take place in there for
Yeah.
the rest of the school year, and then obviously in the summer. I believe volleyball has a summer camp that's gonna be using the shack too as well. And I'm sure there's gonna be multiple other uses going on.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as that thing
I'm
opens,
excited
it's
about
gonna
that.
get used quite a bit.
That was a lot of work getting that
Yeah,
over
for
there
sure.
going. That was,
Yes, good job, guys.
yeah, that was a lot of work.
Yeah, for
I had
a
one more
smaller building,
question.
It did take a lot.
Yeah.
The talented and gifted.
Yes.
So with that, do the teachers actually, are they the ones that put the kids up for, I mean, obviously they're the ones gonna know, but how do they get,
It's a screening
Placed in-
process, it's
okay.
assessment screenings.
Okay.
We have district-wide MAP testing, which takes place all grade levels throughout the entire district, multiple times a year. It's kind of a diagnostic test they do, so for those two grade levels, second and sixth grade, part of that MAP test is part of the gifted evaluation.
okay,
And we have a new test that we implemented, which is gonna be so much better for staff and students, called the Naglieri test. It's another version of many of them that are out there, but that was recommended by the ECO's coordinator, and it's a short test, which kind of tests all the cognitive abilities and spatial awareness and all those kind of things too. So they'll be able to combine those two things. She evaluates all the scores, and then there's a rating system that kind of tells if they're gifted in one area over the other, and then results and reports will be sent out to parents.
Yeah, there's actually no personal decision making.
Correct.
Yeah, I just wondered,
Everybody
just-
in the country uses one of the
Yeah.
series of tests.
it's how you
Yeah.
score and it's,
Correct.
yeah, okay,
Very objective.
yeah,
Yeah, completely.
very good, okay. Does anybody want to public participate? One more time, nothing? You don't want to ask any questions?
Quit coming back.
All right, this is it, last chance. And we have a young lady here that's from her government class, correct? That's attend our meeting, so very nice to have you. We're gonna move on to treasurer's report. Brandon Gregg.
All right, I have approval of the minutes from March 21st and the April 12th special meeting. Approval of the March financial report. Angela's contract's up for renewal. It's hard to believe, but she's doing a really good job, so.
Wait,
I'll
it's
have her.
hard to believe she's doing a really good job, or it's hard to believe her contract's up?
We'll see.
I think we need to clarify.
The way you worded that could be.
Well, I started to agree, it was hard to believe, and then he said that, I thought, I'll just keep quiet.
We'll say time flies. How about we say that? Rephrase that.
There you go.
And then the last one's just the then and now for fundraiser, World's Finest Chocolate. Seems like we get a lot of chucks written in them, but it's a pretty successful fundraiser.
Is that the little candy bars? That
Yes.
used to-
Yes.
They used to be,
They're-
are they still a dollar? But they're like this big now?
Yeah,
They've
they're
gotten
dollars, but-
smaller, but the price.
But they are
Yeah, the price
great.
is- they are.
Those candy bars are great.
They are.
Okay, do I have a motion for items A through D?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Oh, second.
Roll call.
Mr. Moats?
Yes.
Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak?
Yes.
Mr. Dudley?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna move on to standing committees. We'll start with policy. That's Matt and Mike. Is there anything you have on that?
No.
Nothing.
Athletic, Mike and Brad.
No, I've been
No.
going to
No.
baseball and softball, and
how's our teams doing, I guess? I hadn't got to follow it.
Looks like the baseball is coming together, softball's doing extremely
Isn't
well.
softball number
Softball
one in
was
the state?
ranked, aren't they, or
Yeah.
something?
I think they're number one in the state, last
They
I
lost
saw.
to Tri-Valley Big School the other night,
That's
7-3, but we play Sheridan tonight.
Oh,
It'll be a tough one for them.
yeah,
But it'll grow.
yeah,
Yeah,
They'll-
exactly.
They'll grow. So,
very
they're
good.
young,
Yeah,
Softball's impressive.
yeah. So,
Good.
Was it a close game with Tri-Valley or was that?
7-3.
Okay, I'm just curious.
So JV's playing Sheridan tonight down here. I don't know the boys, I just.
I seen it was pretty busy. I knew there was,
Yeah, and then we got a track coming up this weekend. Is it this weekend?
The district track,
District coming up.
I don't know if it's this weekend.
I think
It's on the agenda, I think.
I don't know.
Improvements.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Thanks, I'm there.
Big go.
That's that, but things are cruising along.
Yeah, very good.
Nope, doesn't have the date.
Nope, it doesn't.
Okay, legislative or student achievement, Mike,
Nothing, no.
Mideast?
Nothing real, from Mideast, we're still waiting to get the CDO, simulators. But beyond that, no, it was a pretty quiet board meeting last time.
Okay. I'm sure there's nothing under personnel insurance negotiations. Building and grounds, that's me and Darren. I need to get out there and check out the shack, and I haven't had a tour of the school yet too. I think Brad, have
I
you?
did right before my knee surgery.
Yeah, has anybody else got to go out? Have you?
Anytime you
The
want.
building.
The shack?
Yeah, I'd like to go look at all of it.
I went that one time.
Yeah.
My surgery.
You.
Right,
You
yeah,
let
you
me
went
know.
the one time,
Yeah.
yeah, he's,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
talked to
so
the,
me and Darren's, we need to do that. I'd like to go out and look around.
yeah, let me know, I got the site superintendent and we just
Yep.
kind of,
Yeah.
just tell them.
Throw
He
a
can
hard
take,
hat
he'll
on.
take you anytime, yeah.
Anytime.
Johnny, if I could go back to Mideast, I apologize, I did have something, I forgot about it. They did a career inventory results for 8th graders at Mideast. They did all the 8th graders in their catchment area, the 13 schools. Called U-Science. It's a personalized aptitude based based college and career guidance system. And it uses brain games to determine aptitudes and interests. And for Rolling Hills, the top 5 for Rolling Hills were arts and community health, law and public safety, human services, construction, and finance. So right now, that's what the 8th graders are focusing in on as possible career
Is-
paths.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's vital for us to know, so we can, understand where we want to go.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So that was a big thank you to Mideast for doing that.
Yeah.
And that helps them too. So
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. That's why they do it.
That's why they do
That's
it.
why they do it. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm part of a
I
school
was being
district.
positive.
I'm really glad I'm part of a school district and a board with a superintendent that appreciates tech schools and,
Trades.
yeah,
Yeah,
trade
trades,
schools, because
absolutely.
it hasn't always been like that here.
Right.
In me and Darren's time, there was times and that to me is so important anymore with the way the world's changing, it's like kids can go to work. That CDL, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah.
I know, I'm excited for when it gets started.
Yeah, all right, very good. Nothing under audit, community outreach, Darren and Matt.
I got a few things. I had the honor of going to the Night at the Racers. Mr. Detra was there, for example. It was a wonderful event. It was a great fundraiser and got to see a lot of people, and I heard that they did very well.
Yeah, very well.
Also, the Eclipse glasses, that was such a hit in Byesville, and thank you for handing them out to the businesses, because I know that there was everybody was running around. I believe we gave out 400 pairs of glasses, and it was just kid after kid coming and grabbing them that were able to walk down. So that was really nice, so thank you for
Yeah, no
that.
problem.
And I've had about 5 staff members come and look at the virtual reality simulator of the new building, and they're getting excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know, I know that we're not at the point where people are getting the tour and things, but the excitement's just unbelievable. My little one that's going into kindergarten was last night I just came home for 20 minutes, and he's like, I want to go out and check on the school. So we had to drive out and look at it. So I mean, really great things going on, and I appreciate and applaud you guys all for doing such great work.
We actually just had a discussion about maybe trying to get the kids through it once before the year is over, in small groups. You know?
That would be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Just small groups so we can keep track of them.
So, that's all I had, and, you know, I did get to see the shack, and like Johnny, I've actually seen it 3 times now.
Have you been up there 3 times?
I'll tell you, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
You just gotta walk in and see it.
Yeah, so I gotta mention something. My wife and I were driving by the school the other day, and she asked about Shack. I said, well, yeah, we need to go up and look at it, because I think it's done or almost done. And then she complimented on the brick on the school. She loves the new brick on the school.
I do too.
She said it looks so nice, and I said, yeah, I mean, it's funny, but just little things you notice. It's gonna be a big hit. It's gonna be a lot more work, and I, like Matt said, I gotta applaud everybody, because I know I don't know, but I can only imagine what everybody goes through with everything going on, trying to do your normal job.
Mr. Buffman,
Yes.
if you remember, I took some concerns to you from
Mhm.
Brooke, and they were showing me like pictures that they took, and they were very happy with the results. So, yeah, so just to let you know that
Awesome.
it was appreciated.
Yep, we're fortunate. So Devin, you have anything under?
No, I put the latest packet in last time in your packet, but no, nothing new this time. Our meeting's not until next week.
Well, then I'm turning it over to you for the superintendent's report.
All right, there are a lot of pages here, but not a whole lot to do. We're just at that point in the year where it's a lot of renewals and approvals and all of that. So A is employment. These people up for contract, being put back up for contract. And they're kind of broken down there in the second page where you can see a little bit easier. That's A. B, following resignations, Angela Miley, bus driver, and Doris Johnson, custodian. Just on to greener pastures for both of them, you know, wish them luck. C, approved following individuals for the 2024 OHSA District Track and Field Championships. Those are who the workers are going to be, per our new policy. D, extend the school year speech therapy services as presented. E, approve the following individuals for 2024 OHSA baseball and softball sectional and district tournaments if needed. F, accept following donations, $200 from Brian and Sherry Seekers to help with the cost of a bronze plaque outside the stadium in memory of Joe Casper. When we went through the process of renaming the track after Coach K and everything, Mr. Seekers asked, he said, you know, if I buy this plaque, you know, will you guys put it up? So that's what that's for. And they've been great, you know, partners in that. They really are the ones that got it done. G, approve solicit proposals for food service management company contracts. And H, certified contracts for renewal. So A through H.
Do we want to separate?
Oh,
A?
yes, G, I'm sorry, yes, that's why
Yes.
that is separated, yes.
Okay, A through G. One question on that, it made me think of the buses with Angela moving on. Are we okay on
Yeah.
doing okay on
Yeah.
drivers, are we?
Yeah.
Because that was a big issue for the longest time, keeping.
We are really one of the only schools in this whole area. That bonus and everything
Yeah.
set things up well. And then at the time, we hired 2 kind of floater subs that we kept on to, and that's helped a lot. You know, the bio and everything's gonna hit it a little bit, so there may come a time where we've gotta get creative again, but we've been in a much better position with that than really anybody around.
You did a real good
And
job with
Jason
that,
is-
because since day one, years ago, that has been a big issue with school board, keeping,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Is
making sure.
Mid-East offering a school bus endorsement on the CDL?
Not
I
yet,
don't think so,
they are
yeah.
working
But
on
they do
it.
plan on.
There's a lot of hoops they have to jump through with the state.
Yeah.
And so they are jumping through the hoops. They just haven't jumped through all of them yet.
It'll get done though eventually, and that'll be a big help to
It'll be
all
a huge help.
schools.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems. They've made it so difficult to get that endorsement. I mean, we get a lot of people that say they'll do it, and they go to that first day of the class and they go, you know, not worth it.
It's amazing, they'll give anybody a hazmat endorsement.
Yeah, figure that out.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah. All right, so, do we have a motion for
Motion.
items A through G?
Motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Mr. Dudley,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Yes.
Mr. Moats,
Yes.
Mr. Singleton,
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak.
Yes.
That was good. Darren, that was fun. Good.
Since Darren said that, I've got a real problem with these two next names. This is crazy now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
H.
item H, it's you.
Item H, certified contracts for renewal, Jody Singleton and Sydney Singleton.
Motion. Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Alright, Mr. Dudley,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Yes.
Mr. Moats,
Yes.
Mr. Singleton,
Abstain.
Mr. Yurdak.
Yes. Do we have any new business?
I do.
Correspondence?
Nope.
Information items?
Nope, I'm gonna be quiet tonight.
All right. No executive session, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
I will move.
Yeah, it was a part of
I just want to make sure. I'll second.
Mike moved and Darren second.
And then how you started the last two. you know?
Mr. Humphrey,
Yes.
Mr. Moats,
Yes.
Mr. Singleton,
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak,
Yes.
Mr. Dudley.
Yes.
Next board meeting, May 16th, at 6 p.m.
How quick we got out of here on that